didn't screw it up because the agenda played a role. I mean, fine, but we all know that the minute you get two people involved in something, whatever your true course is begins to get affected. So I would appreciate anybody's view on that.
And I suspect that we may be talking about two people, or, right? That, I think that takes the SA problem and lowers it.
Yes.
All right, welcome in, guys. I got a good one for you. I'm sorry about this here. I just want to bring everybody up to date. I'm gonna break this case open, guys. I've been doing. I apologize. I didn't come live yesterday. Come on in, guys. We will talk here. Just give me 1 second, if you could. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Maybe more. I'm trying to show you something here. All right. I tell you what. Welcome in. Heavy Hook, welcome in. Maybe I smoked too many cigars. I have not heard this anywhere, but I'm telling you right now, I've been digging into this Sheriff Chris Nando's. And I'm telling you right now, guys, you don't have to believe me. I'm hoping we can get somebody on with us live, if not tonight, tomorrow. And I can't believe, how do I put this? I don't want to knock any other media, but I got to, because nobody caught this. Nobody caught this. I'm going to say this, guys. I'm going to show you something. I want to see how many people guess this. I'm going to show you the front of Nancy Guthrie's porch. And let me know who catches two important clues in this case that I am 100%, 100,000% that the Piedmont County Sheriff Department missed it and the FBI. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. Everybody from Heavy Hook, the moderators, Janine and Mike, appreciate it. If you are new, come on in, guys. I took yesterday off. I've been working very, very, very hard on this. Why? Because you know what? It's about, I'm pissed off. We're talking about a lazy cop, dirty cop. Guys, I dug up some stuff. You ready to hear something? Yes or no? Do you want to hear something? Chris Nanos, when he was a rookie cop, and I spoke to cops, he took, you ready for this? 37 days off in 5 years. Anybody a cop in here? Let me lower this TV. Also this. This is 100% true, and I know the trolls are going to come here and beat me up. 98% approval rating against Sheriff Chris Nanos before the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping. Should I repeat it? I know everybody's chatting among each other, but if you just listen to one thing in me tonight, please listen to this. This, I'm going to call it as it is. Piece of shit sheriff, because I'm not afraid to say it. And guys, I will be going out. I'm going to be going out there next weekend, and I'm going to be up and down the street. I'm going out there, guys. I'm going out to Tucson. And I'm going to tell you this right here. 98% of his office and his colleagues and the detectives, everybody works for him, before this case of the kidnapping, 98% disapproved on him being a sheriff. I told you guys, and I'm not accusing him. I am not accusing the sheriff in on this. But I'm telling you right now, either he's in on it or he's stupid. The 98%. Now, did anybody notice this? I want to see. Let me take my phone. Let's see how you guys are. You ready? Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm going to take the phone off of here. I'm inside here. Hold on, guys. Please bear with me. This is important. Very important. All right, let me get rid of the green screen. Hello, everybody. I'm going to turn the camera around. Ready? Anybody guess? What did they forget here? What did they forget in this front door to analyze? Anybody? Anybody forget to analyze? What did they miss here? What did they miss? What did the sheriff miss? And also the suspect, what did the suspect miss? Ladies and gentlemen, this is important. What did the suspect miss? The mat is great, you're right. And there's one more thing. You ready? Should I come out and say it or wait? Bingo, right here. Look at this, folks. The wreath. Do you see the wreath? Look at the wreath. Look at the wreath. Was that ever taken off? And the question that is, absolutely not. It was not analyzed. It's hard to believe. And also, folks, you ready for this? I'm going to tell you a little bit about the suspect. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the suspect on that. Because, you know, the suspect, remember he reached and grabbed the weeds? And the doormat is also, remember he grabbed this right here? Now, Heavy Hook, you're right. The doormat never, hold on, let me just turn the camera around. Heavy Hook, good for you. That doormat, are you ready for this? 1 billion%, billion, from my sources, never, boy, I wish everybody could come on and hear this, took that doormat, they moved that doormat to go in there looking for blood. They've never taken that doormat away. Now, a lot of you might be saying, what are you making a big deal out of that? Big deal. Hold on, I'm going to tell you a little bit more. All right, let's go back here. So we'll find that doormat. There's the doormat, Heavy Hook. There's the doormat. So that doormat, there's the blood. Doormat, blood, doormat. Never analyzed. Never analyzed. Never, ever analyzed. So many mistakes. This family trusted the sheriff. This family trusted the sheriff, folks. They trusted the sheriff. Doormat. There's the doormat, folks. Doormat never removed. Folks. All right. I'm so sorry about that. I'm inside. I'm working inside tonight. Working inside. That man right there, Chris Nanos, who won by 420 votes, he was running against a female, is any words on here? Very sloppy. How did he let this happen? How did they miss the evidence of a doormat? How did they not catch that wreath? It's not a Christmas wreath to me. It's a wreath right there. A wreath right there. I didn't hear anybody else talk about a wreath. Anybody? Everybody who follows anybody, JLR, anybody hear any of the YouTubers or Newsmax or News Nation or Fox, anybody bring up that wreath? And the question that is, I haven't heard anything. Crazy, guys. Crazy. This guy has really fucked up. And it pisses me off because we're what, 43? Is it 43 days? I've lost track. 43 days. And now the media has gone. I mean, there's a few YouTubers out there, and I say thank you for those YouTubers that are out there, and maybe some Instagram, people who have social media, they're out there. No one brought up that wreath. Nobody. Heavy Hook. I smoked too many damn cigars. I'm smoking and I've been working on this guy. When you don't see me live, I'm like, should I come on live? Should I talk about it? And I'm thinking, wait a minute. That's a wreath. Nobody's talked about the wreath. The sheriff department, nobody has brought up the wreath. Yeah, I put the arrow right there. So, are you guys ready for this? Are you ready for this? Okay, so. All right. Why wouldn't the suspect look at the wreath and take that wreath down? If I was going into rob a house, kidnap, vandalize, you have to think like they do, guys. If you're right in front of it, of that door, I would say more than half of us would have noticed the wreath. Not because we're watching it from a distance from the street, but if you walked up to a door, I would say 60% would notice a wreath, a flag. You might not notice bugs, but you would notice that wreath. What's that got to do with this whole thing? Did I lose everybody? No, I hope not. That masked man, 5'9", 5'10", if he was trying to cover up the camera, you got to think like they do. You would go here, opposed to turning around, right? Even though he has a mask on, and taking that wreath and blocking that camera. Now, the suspect never did that. Why? Why didn't the suspect do that? Why? And what else do we know about that suspect? Because I've been doing a lot of thinking, guys. Another thing is, he looks at the camera. He wants everybody to see his eyes. What's that tell you about somebody? He's looking at the camera. Let me get the green screen off. Let me get the green screen off here. He's looking at the camera. All right? I want everybody to start thinking about this. I don't want to come out and give my opinion yet. What's that tell you about somebody when they're looking at the camera? I'll get back to my green screen here. Oh, that's not what I want. Hold on, that's not what I want. Hold on, guys. Hold on 1 second here. All right, there you go. That's what I want. Look at his eyes. It's hard to see his eyes there because of the light. He's invisible. Hold on. I got to get a better picture. Let me get. Hold on 1 second, guys. That's not going to do it. Okay. What do you guys think? Hold on. All right, here we go. Screen here. Bear with me, guys. All right, so. See, for me, guys, this is somebody who wants to be on camera. I know a lot of you are saying, well, why, Sal? This is somebody who wants attention. Are you guys with me? He's paused. He's looking. His eyes are not blinking, folks. Stay with me. He's staring at the camera. It's almost like, here I am. I am here. I need attention. I quote. Look at that. If I can come up with some of this stuff, why can't the police department come up with it? I just don't get it. And I'm going to read some comments. Look at this. I don't understand. Are they that stupid? Yeah, folks, he's looking for, this piece of shit is looking for attention. Okay? He's looking for attention. Little acting, I've said this many times. Little acting. He did not, and I don't understand why nobody else caught that wreath. Now, forget the media. Forget the media coverage. Because they're not detectives. They're not police. They're just great independent journalists and great news. Forget them. But I can't believe that nobody in the family and the sheriff department and FBI, they didn't catch that wreath and say, whoa, we got a wreath here. We got a doormat. I don't get it. One more thing. I need water. Let me get some water. I promise I'll read some comments. You ready for this, guys? 41 days they had that vehicle. If I was there, I don't think News Nation, I'm almost 100% sure News Nation, Fox, CNN, JLR, no defense to any of them. They're doing great work. But if I was there, I would say this. 41 days, what'd you do with the car? Why was that car, why did you have that car for 41 days? Help me out. What's his name? Luke. Is it Luke? Heavy Hook. Heavy Hook. Luke, right? I would say to the sheriff department, I have a question. What's your question, sir? I got one question. Why did you have that car for 41 days? I would love to hear his response. Why hasn't anybody addressed that? I want to know about that. I want to know about the wreath. I want to know about the doormat. I want to say, hey, excuse me, I do have another question. The doormat. Did you guys take that doormat? Did you get any kind of, did you guys analyze it from hair? Any kind of hair? Eyelashes? When you take the mask off? You know when you take your mask off? Eyelashes? Or the mask when he took it off? Did anything? What the hell are they doing in this case? Yeah, Luke Owens, the Range Rover. They had it for 41 days. I want to know why. Do you need it for 41 days? What are you looking for? What's going on? Well, you tore off the door. What? 41 days? Not too. So I would ask that question. The doormat, was the doormat movement? From my sources, that doormat was never taken away. Actually, if we would go there right now and look, that doormat is still there. So they never taken that door. That doormat, guys, from the FBI friends of mine and police, they told me the first thing they should have done after they did their little beep-a-bop, beep-a-boop, and analyze it and DNA is taking some gloves on and gotten that doormat, picking that doormat up, putting it in a bag, and bringing it back to analyze. And that wreath should not be on there. That wreath should have been taken off the house. And a lot of you might say, well, why? It's a crime. We have a crime. You don't just go behind the wreath and look at it. If they did, you take that wreath with the gloves and bring it in and analyze it, Whiskey Tango. Thank you. What the hell happened here, folks? Because you know why? The sheriff has no clue. Now, for you guys who are coming in, Nano's he took off 37 or 38 days, 37 days in 5 years. Anybody in law enforcement on here? Has anybody been in the police department? Who takes off 37 days in 5 years? Now, a lot of you might say, well, maybe he had a pregnant wife. Well, maybe he was ill. That I don't know. But other than that, what I just said, no police force takes 37 days off in 5 years. None. Maybe one day. And again, one more thing, 98% approval rating from his own department. What that means, not on the high side, 98% of them felt that he was not eligible for sheriff. That he's a dirty cop. He's well, you know, I say dirty cop. I'm going to take that back. I will take that back. That's wrong of me. Just not equipped to be sheriff, and some think he probably shouldn't have never been in the law department. But you know, he could be a dirty cop. He could be. All right, let me get into some comments here. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Just doesn't make sense. Does not make sense at all. I don't want that up, sorry. Yeah, I want that door. There's the door. You can see the wreath there in the left-hand corner there. But yeah, nobody's seen that wreath, huh? Joe King, how are you? Hey, thank you for being here, guys. I just wanted to come on live for a little bit because I watch a lot of the, I try to watch certainly News Nation and some of those channels, and I haven't heard any of this. And I did some research and talked to some law enforcement, and they were just telling me that forget sheriff, but any police to approach a scene, not to touch the wreath. And notice that when you take a police test, folks, when you take a police test, there's things like, okay, all right, in this case, there's a house, and they'll say, okay, you have 2 minutes. And what do you see on the house? Boom, I see a wreath. I see a door. I see a doorknob. I see bricks. I see a doormat, etc. And then you have to go back. What you see? Not only what you see, what you see on the left. Oh, I thought I seen a wreath. You're supposed to know that. That sheriff, first thing he should have done when he went in the front yard, it says wreath off, mat gone, door analyzed. I think they did analyze the doorknob, that kind of stuff, and they did not do that, and that's awful. Yeah, that is it's crazy to me. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What everything I just told you, 98%. That's a 100% fact. 98% of his colleagues. So think of it as this. You are you run a business. You are a CEO. You have a business. And 98% of the people that are working for you don't have trust. And that explains what I said a couple of weeks ago. Remember? What did I say? What did I say? Remember I said from my sources that people were leaving? They were coming and going? 98% didn't have trust in President Biden. Excuse me, and Sheriff Chris Nanos. A person stopped 857 yesterday, and JLR, he has documents but doesn't trust LE with the docs, and it led that needs to be followed. Yes, wow, that I didn't know. Hey, welcome in, JFF88. I appreciate you, guys. Hold on, let me just... Yeah, he looks, I said this from the beginning, guys. This guy looks like he's got either, he got a little bit of Alzheimer's, confused, dirty, in on it, all of them above, A, B, C, and D. He needs to be investigated right now, folks. That man there needs to be investigated. And I cannot believe he's not getting investigated. Hey, Aaron Scott, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, you got to think like the suspect. You got to think like, okay, you look at the front. I continue seeing JLR out there when he was out there and all the media, and I'm looking at that house. I try looking and say, okay, so you keep seeing the blood. You remember when I zoomed in, you see the beautiful brick house. You see $1 million home. We seen the pole. But in the front, I'm thinking, what's on there? A wreath. And then I asked some of my friends, I said, hey, you guys find out how come that wreath wasn't taken off? And they all said, yeah, You're right. That wreath should have been taken off. Horrible, horrible, this guy. Meanwhile, you have the family that still has the family who has trust in Pima County Sheriff Department. What a damn shame. JLR and 857 will continue to follow the case from their homes, and as soon as something breaks, he's flying back. Hey, Heavy Hook, thank you, first of all, again, for being here and bringing the viewers up to date. We appreciate Heavy Hook. Thank you. KT 2.0 says hello. Hello, guys. Welcome in. I might be flying. I might be going there myself. I'm just trying to, a lot of you know I have a business myself. I'm going to see if I can, it's not too far. I might go out there myself. We'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. They need to get this guy. We need to find the guy. We need to find these people who did it. So I'm going to see how my schedule works out for this week. I'm going to try to take a Friday off, a couple hours, 6 hours. Heavy Hook, yeah, I'm going to have to get in touch with you, Heavy Hook. Yeah, I mean, it's just a 6-hour drive from Vegas. I'll get a hotel and stay out there for 3-4 days. What about the psychic? Worth a try. I'm all for a psychic. I'm all for a psychic. I mean, at this point, somebody was asking about a psychic. What about the pacemaker sniffer? Yeah, what about it? We haven't heard anything. Haven't really heard much more on that when the helicopters were flying by. Paylon, let's go. Hey, whoever wants to go, drop your, I have an email. Mike, you want to put my email? We'll go. We'll go figure this out. I mean, let me just say this. They cannot do anything. You're not breaking the law. You can be on the street. You can be filming on the street. As long as you're not littering on the street, you're not zooming in on somebody's home or something like that. It's fine. It's fine. I think it needs people out there. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate it. How about this here? How about the gloves? How about the gloves and all the gloves? And I'm hearing there's a lot of homeless out there in that area. Now we help out the homeless on this channel. I hear there's a lot of homeless and they're finding pants and they're finding gloves and all that stuff. And probably a lot of that stuff is from the homeless people, I would assume. I had confidence is something, but like 4 mediums that JR spoke to all said something different. I mean, I'm open for any of that stuff. What I want is I want the sheriff to come out and just say, well, he won't say I fucked up. Excuse my, what he needs to do, he needs to step. Where's the government? Where's the somebody needs to tell this guy obvious. What I just told you guys. He needs to step down. So those are just coming in. Now, I'm not saying he should step down for this. All right. That green screen was driving me nuts. Okay. In 5 years, what are we talking about? We're covering Nancy Guthrie. In 5 years, Chris Nanos, he's taken off 37 days. So I don't know if that was a lot or not. So I called out some of my FBI friends, and they all told me, each and every one of them, they said this. that nobody takes that amount of time off unless they were sick. Like, God forbid, with it came down with a problem. Even COVID, 5 days. Even those who are females who had a baby, that would be the exception. And even when women have babies, it would be maybe 2 weeks. He took 37 days as a young rookie cop. They also used him as a undercover police officer in his rookie years. He was put right in. They trusted him. They moved him right up really quickly. I'm not going to give my opinion on that. His approval rating, just like the presidents have approval rating, was 98%, but not 98% good. It was 98% opposed to Chris Nanos before the kidnapper. Before the kidnapper and Nancy Guthrie, this came out like in 2024. So that there, now he did win, so somebody likes him, right? He did win by a small margin of 424 votes. Don't quote me on the votes, guys, but it was around 400. So which just for conversation, we'll call it 400 votes to a female lieutenant. It was a female lieutenant who ran against, and he won. He actually put her on home arrest. Excuse me. Where did I get that at? Not home arrest, but he put her as like a home, something to do with working at home. Anyhow, he won by a slim margin. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of history on Chris Nanos. Heavy Hook, yes. Heavy Hook, before the case came up. Heavy Hook says before this case came. Yes. So before this case came up, he had a 98% of people. Here's what they said. So the department, that's like only 2% support. Think about this. Only 2% supported Chris. His name is Sheriff Chris Nanos. That's scary. Cindy says, don't forget, he was focused on a reality show. Surely you must feel the shifting tone. Now this case opened a whole can of stinky worms about this loser. Yes. Yes. It's crazy. And I said this, guys. I said a lot of people criticized me. And again, I do have facts on this. These were all facts. I still think, only my opinion, you guys, my opinion, that he's also a dirty, unorganized piece of shit. Because if this was my mom or my grandmom or your wife or your mother-in-law, we would all be pissed off. 43 days and everything I just told you about the wreath and everything else. Chris 0426, what's happening, my friend? That beautiful woman's out there. I mean, that beautiful woman possibly lost her life over, it's not the sheriff's fault about this woman being kidnapped, or is he? But nonetheless, he handled this totally wrong. This should have been solved day 2. Day 2 should have been solved. Day 2. They should have had it. Day 2. Let's see here. People in Tucson were saying things about him in the beginning and asked how he got that position. Well, he won by 400, a little over 400 votes. Should have this going to the FBI after the $300 Bitcoin ransom payment across state time. Absolutely 100%.
Oh, I didn't know you were live. Max wanted to come in here.
Come on in. Hey, City Girl, how are you? Sorry, Chris, I missed a few of your comments. I seen that. Sorry, I'm just, this gets me, wow, what a beautiful sunset, guys. Want to see a beautiful sunset? Look at this real quick. Hold on. This is a beautiful sunset right here. Wow.
Never mind that.
Look at that sunset, guys. Wow, look at that beautiful sunset. Pretty amazing, huh? Wow. Stunning. Yeah, Las Vegas has got some amazing sunsets. So does Arizona. Yeah, we really have some we have some great, incredible sunsets here in Phoenix, Tucson. Everybody take that in for a little bit. Yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, my palm trees need to be cut. Got to get those palm trees cut, but the sunset's beautiful. Pretty amazing there. All right. Vegas sunset. According to Savannah, the son-in-law asked Nancy to borrow $10 million. I'm still not ruling that guy out. That's a whole nother mistake. Mark, thank you so much. Appreciate you and Chris tonight on the donations. Thank you so much. And Whiskey Tango as well. See, that's another thing. It's almost like, remember the game, the Price is Right? You guys all remember the Price is Right? You got door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3. First of all, wow, what a beautiful sunset. First he says, we're not ruling out the family. Then we're taking the family out. Then maybe the family back in. It's, again, guys, it's blind leading the blind. Aaron, I appreciate you, Aaron Scott. Thank you, Aaron Scott, 1950. Thank you. I mean, yeah, door number 1, or is it door number 2? Is it door number 3? And now the media has left. All the media, for the exception maybe a couple streamers. Thank you, Heavy Hook, for putting that out there. Also, there was a story about going around with someone was already in a house. You know, I want to bring some. Yeah, absolutely. Here's another thing. Did anybody know this? I did some research, and yeah, I'm not smoking a cigar tonight. Taking a day off. I did some research, and in Australia, I know it's not in the United States, but in beautiful Australia, there was an 85-year-old man who was kidnapped the same time that Nancy Guthrie was kidnapped. Now, hold on, we're going to talk about that in a second. Hold on, let me get a little light.
I mean, because did that statement make any sense to anybody?
Because he's trying to control the narrative.
So in Australia, right around the same time, like within a day or two, in Australia was a 85-year-old man who was taken. And there hasn't been any little talk about that. I mean, there should have been some talk about that. I know it's another country and everything. And it was kidnapped. It was kidnapped. Unfortunately, the worst thing happened. That man did not make it home with his family. and is now unalive. But they haven't talked about it.
No, you didn't hear the standard, we are gonna solve this, detectives baffled bowel arrest. You didn't hear any of that, it's like.
Hold on. So he's just throwing stuff at the wall to see what stuck. Tommaso flew to Italy within days. Yeah, you know, Doug, I have heard that, but I can't. Well, I could. Allegedly, he was there in Italy watching the Olympics, but I'm sure they know. But here's another mistake, though. They're all suspects. Everybody should be a suspect. How would you let somebody fly out of the country?
Do you know who this person is?
Which should.
Whiskey Tango says, my vibes are still telling me families involved, including up to Nancy herself. That's just my own opinion. Bizarre, bizarre, bizarre. And this sheriff has not helped in any way. Chris Nanos.
To narrow scope, to bring, this is like everybody's on the table comment. Okay.
Yeah, everybody should be on the table. Whiskey Tango, everybody should be on the table. They should have all suspects. Everybody should be out there. Nobody should be able to go out of the country.
Everybody on the table. Is this one of these, we know who you are, we know what, what your motive is, and
everything's still possible.
We're going to get you? Or is it going to take 3 months?
Summer Sweet Tea says, hey, Summer Sweet Tea says, can someone leave the country and the government not know? I guess if they felt, again, the sheriff and the FBI felt like they're not a suspect, they can go. The FBI, I've got on the FBI as well. They messed up too, big time. FBI, sheriff.
All the cameras were smashed.
I hope this is not a perfect crime. All the cameras were smashed. I mean, so many things went wrong here. Every camera smashed.
I think he said that mixed DNA was from within the house.
Right.
The DNA from the house, the mixed DNA from the house.
And then
So many things.
through the gloves, and now he takes
The sheriff and the FBI dropped the ball big time.
There was a glove inside
Big
the
time.
house, and now there
Yeah,
was-
it's almost like you have an FBI team that, you know what it seems like, in JLR, I called him live today for a few minutes. It's almost nobody in Tucson really cares. I mean, people obviously care. They bring in flowers, but what I mean is how come there's no signs? Woman wanted, kidnapped, January 31st, all the polls. And I'm not saying have them out there from today to Christmas. I'm not saying that. But how about have them out there for 30, 50 days? It's like nobody gives a crap.
That's just my 2 cents. I'm, it just, I do agree that this guy is not sophisticated, but this most recent.
They never said why they were looking in a septic tank. Exactly, my friend. Who said that? Calvin. They never talked about the septic tank, did they?
Go up there and steal that mat or get someone to do it.
Let me ask you guys, do you think that this suspect is amateur or is he sophisticated? Amateur, sophisticated. Amateur, sophisticated. What do you think? The suspect. What do you think?
Unfortunately, he's watching everything with him, and we're purposely saying what we're saying, consciously knowing that you are listening. Okay, this panel here is not our first rodeo.
Just be satisfied we aren't working the case, homeboy.
Yeah, well, at some point,
And we hate you.
yeah.
Yeah.
They should look in the pool. Sometimes you can't see someone in the bottom.
And
And they had pool guys there too in the beginning, cleaning the pool and everything. Maybe the HOA's son or something.
And Gary, tell us about what do you think?
Kathy says hire a pro.
He's already shared.
You guys think this man was sophisticated?
He's done all the things that
Was he sophisticated or he just got lucky?
like it's new to anybody on this group. Okay.
Some people think that he has some kind of a Down syndrome. I heard some people say he's got some Down syndrome because he's grabbing the weeds.
It's almost like when you get busted by a Happy Meal. When you execute a CEO.
Sunflower says, hi, Dad, how are you?
And you're sitting at a McDonald's, and a McDonald's manager of all people, picks up the phone and say, hey, there's a guy eating an 8-pack or a 6-pack of nuggets here.
I know, it's just what we found out tonight, or what I found out tonight to share with all of you guys. The stuff that I just shared with you, to him taking off 37 days in 5 years, and that 98% of the police department or the sheriff department did not have trust in him, did not really like him. Well, wait a minute. I just put a word in their mouth. I take that back. I said they didn't like him. That's wrong for me to say, but did not have trust. 98% of his deputy office did not have trust in him going forward before this case, before the kidnapping. That's pretty sad.
Doesn't have to be a SWAT team, but there's gotta be a pucker factor involved.
Gary, what's in you? And by the way, I gotta tell you guys, I'm looking up at the time here, and there's 114 questions. So,
Hold on.
I don't know if you guys wanna hang around. If not, I totally understand.
Beth, welcome in. Beth thinks she's deceased.
Okay, everybody.
All right, I had to fix something on my end.
So,
you know,
thank you for your kindness. And there's like, we'll be here for another 4 hours to try to answer.
Some people don't think he's sophisticated. I think he is. I think he is. What about the pants, knee brace they found? Was that today? I heard about the pants. I probably, for me, just throwing a wild guess, whether that's stupid for those pants to be out there, it was probably from a homeless person, because what we heard, what I'm hearing from the YouTubers and News Nation, the homeless people go back and forth around the desert there. So that could have been from a homeless person. So that could have easily been from a homeless person, or somebody out and about. I would guess that's not from the suspect. Is that what your the pants they talked about today, the knee brace? I heard that on JLR, and I guess they picked it up, or somebody found the pants.
Maybe someday we'll meet Maureen and I can autograph the book.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
This will be an unsolved mystery, Beth says. Welcome in, Dizzy. Good to see you, my friend. Took a day off cigar smoking today. Holding his belt, hold on, an area kind of reminds me of a policeman when they walk at the traffic stops at times. Just thought, I believe she's still alive. Maybe when they grab her, popped and came up. Yeah, I heard that too, that this could be a police person. Could be a dirty cop, another dirty cop, other than a stupid sheriff. Ralph, how are you?
Where the suspect fired rounds at the victim who ran away.
Thank you, Summer Sweet Tea. Appreciate it.
It turned into a high-speed pursuit, 100 miles.
All right, read some more comments here. I know I'm from Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's just, it's John, how are you in Austin, Texas? What's the update on Nancy? All right. So I'll go over just what I found out tonight. A couple things. Well, number one, most of the media is leaving. A couple streamers might be staying around. And a lot of people think this could be a cold case. But other than that, I found and dug deep into the sheriff. The sheriff has taken off and has run, I think he started in his 20s, taking off 37 days in 5 years. That's a lot of days off. Okay? Unless somebody was sick in his family. He had a 98% approval where people did not trust him working for the Piedmont County Sheriff Department. Number two. Number three, we were talking about the wreath. There's a wreath on the door that I haven't heard any social media. I'm not knocking any of them. They're doing a great job. You got some of the best out there, but nobody is spotted that I know of. Anybody? A wreath was right there on that house. I'm gonna bring up the wreath. I want to bring everybody up to date. And forget the media, but most importantly, the sheriff. The sheriff in the Piedmont County. So right here, all right, so right here, for those who are just coming in, you see this is the front door, guys. Now that wreath here, I bring it up because of a couple things. Number one, most importantly, why didn't the Piedmont County Sheriff Department on day number one got some gloves and taken this wreath off to analyze for prints? Number two, the suspect, why didn't he or she, most of us think it's a he, did not take that wreath there and cover up the camera? And number three, why didn't the FBI analyze it? And then the next thing we talked about was, see, he picked up some shrubs, weeds, but he didn't take that wreath off the door that was right in front of him. Is this mat? Why didn't they remove that mat? And from my sources, I'm 100,000%, they never removed that mat. Now they could have picked the mat up. See, I don't even think they moved that mat. But let's just say they did. Let's just say they picked it up, analyzed it. Shouldn't that mat, why is the mat, here's my problem, guys. Yes or no? You guys agree or disagree? Why is that mat still there? Why is that mat there in 43 days? That mat should not be there. It's a crime scene. That should be looking for hair follicles. That should be looking for blood. That mat should not be there. The mat should be at the station. Right there, should be analyzed, investigated for DNA. And that wreath. Carol says, I heard they collected it later. I didn't hear it. But thank you, Carol. But even if they did, that should have been taken off. And the wreath, I'm 100,000%. That wreath is still there. That wreath is still there. I don't know. It's crazy how they didn't take that wreath down and the doormat. And it seems like to me, just to give you guys who just came in here a couple of minutes ago, I just start analyzing this myself. It's almost like he likes looking into a camera. It's like he is enjoying a spotlight. It's like he's showing, like, here I am. Here I am. Come get me. Loves the camera. What's that tell us about somebody who loves the camera? Anybody want to give your opinions? Somebody loves the camera. Loves the spotlight. Somebody who possibly did this before. Loves the spotlight. I believe that someone in the police force is involved. Calvin says. Gavin says. That mat has never been touched or analyzed. All YouTubers I watch, even Duty Ron, who is a former LE from NYPD, says the same thing. Really? Yeah, I heard Heavy Hook. Yeah, I wouldn't be talking about this. Exactly. I'm 100,000% that the wreath was not taken down. It's still there. And as far as the mat, I'm like 99%, 99.9 that doormat was not taken away. Now, it could have been moved, meaning they picked it up and moved it out of the way. I would hope. Look for a key, hair follicles, blood, something like that, right? But no. So I'm 99% the mat was not taken back to analyze. The same thing with the wreath. Thank you, Heavy Hook. And Heavy Hook, you watch a lot of streamers. And you watch a lot of, right? City Girl says, and thank you for the membership too. I appreciate that, City Girl. Let's see here. I still think, who is that? SIL is involved. And she's buried in the desert. Oh, the son-in-law. Yeah, City Girl, I'm with you. I'm not wrong. That's another mistake, City Girl. A lot of us watch The Price is Right. It's like 1 door, 2 doors, 3 doors. And here's another thing, guys. I talked about this Friday. Remember what I said about, and these police people that I talked to, 5 of them, some are Democrats, some are Republicans, some don't give a crap. And they'll tell me, they call me out. And I asked them, I said, all of them, one's an FBI, one's a cop, one's a sergeant. And you know what I asked all of them. I said, let me ask you something. They said, yes, Sal. I said, okay. Is that okay for a sheriff to say that the suspect, I warn everybody, the suspect could come back? You know what they said? No. They all got mad. I said, a sheriff shouldn't say that. They said, absolutely not. Think about this, folks. The sheriff came out on Friday or Thursday. Was it Friday? I was on Friday. Friday, and said this Friday, the 13th. He says, I'm warning, it's a possibility the suspect can come back. And remember, door 1, door 2, door 3. First, you're hearing they're confident they got people. They don't got people. The family's involved. Tommaso's could be the last. We know Tommaso's the last person to see him. It's all a bunch of, it's crazy. It's crazy, folks. Yeah, I wish somebody could take this video and share this video. I wish you guys can share this video tonight. There's the mat. The mat. So that mat there was never taken away. Now. Okay, so I just got a text from one of the person I was talking to, and I can confirm this. You ready? You guys all ready? The mat was never taken to be analyzed. However, it's unknown if that mat was moved, meaning moved like I said. It could have been moved. So the mat was never... So if the sheriff department is watching me tonight, sorry for that mess there in the background, my paperwork. If the sheriff department is watching me, is anybody in law enforcement on here? Anybody? Anybody at police department? Anybody? Security? CSI? Let us know. Come on in. What's your thoughts what I just said? What's your thoughts? If Chris Nanos is watching this, I doubt he is. We only have 133 in here. Man, I wish we had thousands in here tonight. He's got to be saying, if he's not involved, assuming he's not involved, assuming that Chris Nando's not involved. Thank you, Joey. I would hope to him to go, wow, that YouTuber's right. Who's that guy? That guy's right. We got to go back. If that Matt is not there tomorrow, guys, it wasn't me. If that Matt, folks, if that Matt right here, if that Matt's gone tomorrow, Heavy Hook, you guys have witnessed. If that Matt's gone, then we know they were watching my channel. If that Matt's gone and that wreath, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have any YouTubers out there. Is any YouTubers out there tomorrow? If that wreath, if I see on Google tomorrow, Heavy Hook, Mike, I want somebody to let me know. Please, if that wreath is not there tomorrow, then we know they're watching my channel tonight. A5 said, I got to get in touch with that guy. 857 Tucson. 857 Tucson, right? Eaton. Yeah, he's probably gonna take credit for it. Etten left, I think, yeah. Janine, he'll take credit for it. I'm just kidding. I don't care who takes credit for it. But they should take that mat away. They should analyze that mat. They really should. See, you can't see the wreath from here. See? You can't see the wreath from here. You got to go underneath. What do you call that? You got to go underneath that. The cover. See, from the street, you can't see it. City girl, it's up to me. You know what? I might be going out there. Here's what I'm going to do, folks. Here's what I'm going to do. Who wants to come with me? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring a couple guys with me. A couple guys named Joey and Frankie. Not Nando's. I'm just kidding. If that wreath, seriously, guys, no joking. I hope that wreath is off that door tomorrow. Oh, there is another possibility. Is it possible the kidnapper's watching this video? I doubt it. Only 142 on here. That's another possibility. That the kidnapper watched and said, I better lock my doors tonight. Who's this guy? This guy just said the wreath. Oh shit, we forgot about the wreath. Let's go get the wreath. I told you the wreath. I told you. Who's this guy? Where's he from? No, serious. I mean, is it... All joking aside, is Sheriff Nanos that damn stupid? Is he that stupid? Yes, he is. FBI, are they that stupid? Yes, they are. Now, why is that so important? In case you're coming in saying, why is this guy talking about the mat and the wreath? Obvious reasons, guys. Obvious reasons. First of all, the mat, as best of my knowledge, the mat cannot be analyzed out there. Now it's rain. It's rained at least once or twice, right? In Tucson, in 43 days. It's probably rained twice. Wind, dust storms. People probably walked on it. People probably walked on that mat. That's a shame. that mat on day one. On day one. Now, somebody says the mat could have been removed later on. I'm telling you, I'm 99% now. It's confirmed. That mat was never taken off the front patio. That mat should have been in the lab. Should have been brought back in a bag, and they should have been analyzed that with DNA, hair follicles, eyelashes. And I know a lot of you are saying, what are you talking about hair? He had a mask on. Hair falls off. Wow, I am losing so much hair. How the hell am I losing hair? Hair falls off when you take a mask. Hair falls off. Hair comes out. When you rub your eye. We're not seeing the whole video. He turns around, he rubs his eye. Hair could have fell on the mat. Fingernails. Through the glove. All kind. He could have took that glove. We don't know, guys. We're not getting all the details. He could have took that glove off afterwards. That glove could have been on, walked away, took off the glove, put it back on. All kinds of stuff. They could have analyzed it. If anything, folks, spit. Somebody just said spit. Molly says his spit from the flashlight. Molly May. You know what you get? 2 high-five fist bumps. Molly May. 100% correct. Reverse that order. Spit. Saliva. Now, I know a lot of these, anybody work for CSI? I would assume you need, I don't know if you would need spit, but you would need a little bit. But anyhow, my point is, it would have been better than nothing, right? And they could have possibly had DNA and caught this individual or these people. Martha Shark, Criminal Network, JR 857 Tucson, exploring with Jim. The dad's going live. Arizona searcher, brown eyes. Brown eyes, are you YouTubers? I watched them follow this case along with Sal. Thank you. Hey, Billy, how are you, Billy French? I want to go back to the saliva. Yeah, so you have saliva. Any particles of the hair from the mask, anything could have fell out of that mask. And as far as the wreath, well, the wreath is really important. Very, very important, the wreath, because they could have took that back and analyzed that. Because, a lot of things we don't know, guys. That wreath could have been touched prior. We don't know everything. Sal, why didn't they not take in your opinion? Yeah, I might be going there. They're not going to like me. No disrespect. Here's the difference. Okay, how do I put this? I'm not going to say. Let's just say this. I got to be careful. If I go, I'm going to raise some hell. How's that? I'm going to raise some hell. Yeah, I will be at Pima County. I will be there. I will be at Pima County. All right, we'll just say that. JRL, Chris, I think he left, or he was going to leave. He'll probably, I think Heavy Hook said he might be back. He's doing a good job. Great job. But, I'll leave it at that. He's doing a great job. No. I wouldn't do anything stupid. Come on. Nothing stupid. Just things that no one else done. See, you can intimidate them. The stuff that I have right now, I'm good on getting stuff out and being fine with it. See, as long as you don't break the law, you don't trespass, you don't barge into the sheriff's office, you have that right to go into the sheriff department and ask questions. See? And those questions might not be one-on-one with the sheriff. It might be with his deputy. It might be with his secretary, his chief of staff. But I will make sure it will get to him. I don't know how many people are following me with the PUA unemployment. Well, we were the last state, real quickly, to get approved. It got approved after I went on a couple news channels and got some. Anyhow, there's things out there that, no disrespect to any of these YouTubers, everybody is doing great. Everybody's doing great. I am not knocking anybody. You'll be looking at the camera, but none of them did what I can do, and that's just something I can do where it's legally and blow them apart. Sal is YouTube a journalist? Yes, absolutely, independent, but not breaking the law by nicely knock knock. Hello, how are you? And boom, 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 boom. I go to work. And go to work. I'll get to work and get some details. Intimidate. I'll get them to have a press conference. How about this? I'll make sure they get a press conference. It's a shame, guys. You know what? Here's what the shame is. You know, it's upsetting. We are in 2026 where all our youth, well, the sheriff's not young, but all our brain power, with referring to the FBI, how the hell do they miss a friggin' doormat and a wreath? Can somebody explain that to me? How the hell can you not take that wreath off that house on day one and that doormat? How the hell do you let a pizza man go into the driveway on day two to deliver to a independent YouTuber? And it wasn't his fault. How do you let Domino's goes there? How do you let all the media, in the beginning? How do you let that stuff happen? How do you let a pool guy go clean the pool? No, it doesn't happen, guys. It doesn't happen, Palon. It should never happen. I'm not talking about the pool guy now and the land. I'm not talking about now, day 43, day 40. I'm talking about the first 48 hours. How do you let a pizza guy roll his tires into that driveway? Where were the sheriffs and the deputy? It don't make no damn sense to me. It only makes sense to me if you have a crooked sheriff, a stupid sheriff, a sheriff that's all about him, a political sheriff, and an FBI who's so damn confused and worried about their legacy. I would fire all of them right now. I'd fire them all. Now I'm going to throw something else out there. A lot of you know how I feel about politics. A lot of you know that I support President Trump. Are you ready for this? Kash Patel, guess what? You're not fired. You're not fired. But you're on my shit list, because I call it as it is. You're on my shit list because Kash Patel supposedly in the beginning was saying that he was sending the best of the best. Now, a lot of you might be saying, well, Sal, it's not the FBI's fault. Yes, it is. It's their fault too. FBI's fault too. I don't care about Kash Patel. I'm not saying he should lose his job, but let's move on. Bob says it's all an AI generated story. The sunset went down. No more sunset. It's dark. You think it's AI? Seems all staged to me. Somebody says stage. Something suspicious is happening here. Oh, 100%. Tell me who paid for the pool guy to be clean. Oh, the family. And I understand you want to keep the pool clean. You know, you're hoping that your mom's gonna be found. You want the house. I get that. But I'm just saying the pool guy should never have been there on day 1, day 2, day 3. Landscaping guys should never have been there on the first 48 hours. Certainly a pizza guy should have never been there. Pizza guy should have dropped the pizza off on the street. He should have parked. First of all, in the first day, when all the YouTubers, News Nation, Fox, fake news CNN, fake news CNBC, all those news outlets that are all going out of business, including Fox in the next 3 years, they should have had the whole friggin' street blocked. Let's be honest, guys. Yes or no in here? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. It should have been stopped. Nobody should have been allowed. Well, wait a minute. What about the neighbors? The only people should have been the neighbors. Somebody booted me by accidentally, Chris says. Yeah, I'm sure it was an accident, Chris. My wife got booted the other night. Somebody knocked my wife off. Who the hell? Who booted me off? I went to another YouTuber channel, I told her. She said, I said, well, why? I didn't do it. I said, my mom's doing it? She said, no, I don't know who did it. It happens sometimes. Let's see here. Schedule or not, you tell them sorry. This is a crime scene. Yeah, that whole street, for the exception of the neighbors. Sorry, I apologize. The neighbors. The neighbors should show proper identification to go to their house. After the first 48 hours, you can have the media, which they did on the street on the other side, but not in the first 48 hours. That should have been blocked off. My cards, I just read your comment. Interesting. What's that? I gotta get my glasses on. Carmita? What about the FBI? Should have given everyone a polygraph test to find out who's lying. I'd give the sheriff department a lie detector test is what I would be doing. Give the whole damn sheriff department a lie detector test. Random question, mate. There's no can the police find your location through an image or your bedroom? Homeless guy, Jerry says. Oh, you're alluding to a homeless guy did it? A homeless guy possibly could have done it. It's possible. They clearly didn't want to do their job correctly. Absolutely. Well, yeah. If it's your first time here, come on in, guys. Like and subscribe. You're not going to hear this exactly what I'm putting out. Let me just give you guys a little summary on what we're talking about. I think it's an inside job. Look. Also, too. Oh, one more thing, too, before I do a recap. My last recap. Are you ready? I was watching Mark the Shark. He's another streamer. He does a good job. Kind of funny, caring person. He was filming Tommaso, the son-in-law, and Annie's house, who lives pretty close by. And when he was filming, I guess Tommaso said to stop filming. And he didn't zoom in on him too much. You couldn't see Tommaso, but I felt very confident. I heard it. So he wasn't making it up. When I say he wasn't, this Mark the Shark YouTuber, you couldn't see his face, but assuming it was Mark the Shark, assuming it was Tommaso. Just me. I want to ask the chat. If you are innocent and somebody is filming you, wouldn't you just say, hey, wouldn't you, first of all, you see the camera, wouldn't you just say, hey, I appreciate it. We can have a little privacy here. Or you don't say nothing at all. But he didn't cuss, Tommaso. I didn't think he cussed. But he's like, stop filming me. So I didn't see him do that with the crowd of the media. Stay with me, folks. He didn't do it with CNN, Fox, News Nation, JLR, all the other streamers. But he did it when he was one-on-one with this guy called Mark the Shark. And I should have, I think I can find it. But anyhow, subscribe to Mark the Shark. It's a YouTuber. And go to his live today. Don't just subscribe to him because of that. Subscribe because I think he does a good job. But go back to about, you'll see it. It's in the beginning. So just my thoughts. Why would somebody, I'm not saying Tommaso's involved. I'm just saying he got a little bit bent out of shape. Because he's supposed to be, hey, just ignore the media. It's on YouTube. You can see Tommaso. Yeah, so why would you get uptight? Now, City Girl, granted, if I had a crime scene in our neighborhood and there was police and media here every day and there was somebody filming, yeah, I might, hey, can I help you with anything? But I wouldn't be yelling it out. Just my thought. And I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. But, hey, I want to stop and say Ozzy Crosby, good evening. Now, we're going to do a quick recap. So, for those who just came in late, it is Sunday. Weekend's over. Quick. I suspect Tommaso and his wife. A lot of people feel that way. But just to give you a recap, I did some deeping and diving into this ongoing craziness with Chris Nanos, the sheriff of Pima County. I've spoken to a couple friends of mine who work in law enforcement here, without mentioning any names, and they said that this guy, this sheriff, in 5 years, in his younger years, not most recently, he's taken off 37 days. So this sheriff has taken off 37 days in 5 years. Now, a lot of these might say that's not a lot of days, but in law enforcement, if anybody's in law, come on in. If you know your father, maybe you have a son, and you're enjoying these lives, like and subscribe, and ask them if that's normal. So he's taken off 37 days in 5 years. Unless somebody's ill, or he was ill, you don't take that kind of days off. See, Chester, how are you? So that's number one. Number two, he had an approval rating as a sheriff elected before this crime scene of this kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie on January 31st of 2025, and that 98% of his colleagues and the detectives, the deputies department did not support him. They did not support him, didn't think he had enough confidence, and wasn't a leader and a sheriff that you should be. And so I just want to put that out there. Also, there's been a rapid turnover in the last couple of years in Pima County. A lot of young people would come and work for him, Sheriff Nanos, and leave. Work for him and leave. Big turnover. And when you have that, that means a couple things. Either he's hard to work with, he's rude, or they smell a rat. They smell a rat. All three of them is probably true. I just want to put that out there with this sheriff has butchered this. Now, other thing too, if I was out there as an independent YouTuber, the first thing I'm going to ask is the wreath and the doormat, why weren't they taken for it to be analyzed? And my third question would be this, and I can't believe no one's asked this. The vehicle that was taken for 41 days, why is that vehicle impounded? Why is that vehicle not, why do you have that vehicle for 41 days? Doesn't make sense. And also, a lot of other questions I would have, the septic tank. What happened with the septic tank? Nanos lied on his resume. Carol, oh, really? Did not hear that. Well, a lot of things is not right about this sheriff. A lot of things is so wrong on this, folks, to be honest with you. And also, I just wanted to share with you, if I didn't, I think I did already, is around the same time in Australia, they had a kidnap on an 85-year-old male who was found unalive. I'm not saying that's all related, but I'm surprised that they didn't talk about this man who was also kidnapped from his house, who never made it home to his family in Australia, from another country. Annie's car is being tested for soil samples and the tires. Really? The sheriff is dirty, Kathy Morgan says. Kathy Morgan, 1656, says the sheriff is dirty. I don't know. What do you think? Sheriff? Dirty sheriff? Lazy sheriff? Why isn't the governor involved? Is the governor involved in this as well? Are they friends? Oh yeah, there's some new news on this channel. Absolutely. Is there any new news? Yes. I hope that the sheriff department or anybody else work for the sheriff department would watch this live. My stepmom father was murdered. So sorry to hear that. First of all, stop right there, Chris. In Arizona, in Arizona about 25 years ago. He's in prison now still. So sorry to hear this. Her father. And for those who are stopping in and saying hi, welcome in. Annie's car was returned on Thursday. That's why Mark went by there. Oh, okay. Thank you. See that? I didn't know. So Heavy Hook's responding to Carol Harris, I believe. Annie's car was returned on Thursday. That's why Mark the Shark went by their house to see it. Okay. Okay. And that's why Tommaso lost his, I wouldn't say lost his temper, but confronted Mark the Shark. Paul says, probably so, Paul. You're probably right. But either way, Paul, somebody needs to tell him to step down, step away. You know? I want to acknowledge Dr. Gregory. Welcome in. Absolutely, Dr. Gregory. So the car is back, yes. According to Heavy Hook, the car is back. Thank you, Heavy Hook. And thank you, Carol Harris, for bringing that up. Appreciate both of you. Yeah, so Luke's Range Rover. In fact, Heavy Hook, I'm going to go ahead and, if you don't mind, I'm going to pin that there. Thank you. Lisa says he looked creepy. Yeah. So Heavy Hook, 41 days. Excuse me. I'm sorry. 41 days. 41 days. And I would ask him that. Tommaso look creepy? Matthew Jones, welcome in. Rose, welcome in. Thank you for your comment. Sheriff can be kicked off the system. Yeah, but who removes him, Chris? Who can remove the sheriff? Anybody? 43 to be exact. Thank you. Thank you. Heavy Hook. Thank you. Lisa says yes. Yeah, I mean, again, a couple things though. Tommaso today called out another YouTuber who was just filming. He was on the street. You can film on the street. What I understand, I thought I heard a woman's voice. Was that Annie's? I thought I heard a woman's voice first. The governor can remove the sheriff, Carol says. Well, somebody has to remove him, Carol, unless that governor's cahoots with the sheriff. And I heard a woman's voice, and then I heard Tommaso's voice, told him to stop filming. And I would think if somebody would snap like that, because it wasn't like he was filming, he wasn't trespassing. If he was trespassing, you call 911. He was on the street. I would have thought he would have had a better tone of voice. Randy, thank you. Is there any special person who think is guilty? I mean, it's a mystery, isn't it? It's a mystery. But I will say this, there's a lot of mess up from the sheriff. Big time, guys. Huge problems. How the hell, when you were a sheriff for 30 years, not acknowledge the wreath and the doormat and take it in to be analyzed? How does that happen? Can somebody explain that to me, please? I don't understand it. Not even Forrest Gump. He's still running, Forrest Gump. Hey, weren't the Oscars on tonight? Run, Forrest, run. And the Oscars are on tonight. Let's see here. Say it was the sheriff and the group other than people. It's so sad. Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, Arizona. And majority of the media has left. Almost all the media has left, for the exception of a couple streamers. That's it. A couple streamers are left. Oh, I'll go back to Carol real quick. It's not a real kidnapping, excuse me. The law enforcement and family might know about what's going on. Yeah, it's not normal. Nothing's normal on this. Because when I talk to law enforcement, and they don't like to call out other sheriffs, and all 5 of the people that I talk to, one's a female, they've all said to me with open eyes, and just for conversation, I know people say, oh, some are Republicans, some are Democrats, some don't care. And they all said to me, you are right. I said, the wreath? Yes. They said, that wreath should have been taken back, and the doormat. And I said, what else did he mess up? He goes, well, also Friday, when he is alarming the people that the kidnapper will come back. I said, well, he could. He's right. They said, yes, he is right. I said, what's the problem? They said, the problem is you will alarm the neighborhood, the public. And I said that before I even asked these people. You are alarming people. You're scaring women, men, seniors, young people. That's not a good thing to say. What's that tell you about the sheriff? So I encourage the sheriff, if he ever watches my live, that I might be out there knocking on his door, the sheriff department door, nicely. I might offer him a good cup of coffee. Maybe I'll bring him some raviolis. And I'll sit down with him. I would love to sit down with him and ask him 2 things. If he told me I had 2, I would say, okay, give me 2. Wreath, doormat. Okay, wreath, doormat. I would love to hear what he has to say. And he's probably going to lie and say, oh, well, we took the wreath out. And once he says I've taken that wreath back to the station, I got him. I got him. And then I would go on and ask him about some other things. But he would probably throw me out. I'll even bring him a cigar, City Girl. I'll even bring him a good cigar. Nanos. Nanos. He might be Italian. I don't give a shit. I think he's a piece of shit, if you ask me. That's a shame. It's a shame. This should be solved. There should have been press conferences, at least 8 of them. The public, he should open it up and let the media help. And he should never had the first 48 hours the media even there in that area. That's a crime scene. A pizza guy delivering pizza. Pool guy going up and cleaning the pool filters. Give me a break. Nobody should have been on that street for the first 48 hours. Nobody, except for people that are going back and forth to their homes. After the 48 hours, you open it up to the media. Let the media, and you hope that the media. See, here's the thing. I've said this from the get-go. The media sometimes can help. They can interfere too. Let's be honest. The media, live streamers, news can interfere too. Let's just be honest. But sometimes they can help. So if you have press conferences, somebody might ask a question that you might like. You might like and go back and smoke a cigar at night. Have a beer. Or watch the Arizona State college basketball when he did that too. And you might say, oh, that media, that question was a great question about the mat, about the wreath, about the car. So, yeah, he screwed up this case. All right, I'll take a few more comments here real quick, guys. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Thank you for being here. What was that comment? They said something about others could be in danger for being kidnapped. Right, user DW7JX3NR61. Hopefully I got all that without my glasses, man. You get old, your eyes. Exactly. No, unfortunately, I've not found the lady in Tucson, Arizona, who's Nancy Guthrie. Yeah, so we'll see, guys. I might see how my schedule is. If I can step away from my business and drive out there on Friday morning, I'll go out there Friday, Saturday, and stay out there all day, Sunday maybe, and drive back. I would definitely see everybody is blessed uh, in their own way, and no defense to any of the news nations or any of them, but sometimes you got to just use a little bit of reverse psychology on these people and the way you go about it, and you might get some answers. But this sheriff is not too good, not too good. And I would hope somebody said the governor can make him step down. You would think that the governor would say, "Hey, it's time for you to step down. We're sorry." Because if you just came in late and we're at the very end of it, his approval rating was terrible before it started. So this just put the icing on the birthday cake. So this really demolished everything. And I'm sure they're all going like this. All the people that work for him right now, when they go home, when they get away from him, they're all going like this. Who are we working for? I guarantee you they'll start resigning in the next couple weeks. Rose, she could be alive. Until we have Rose any remains, there's nothing out there saying she's unalive for YouTube. Deceased, there's always hope. But the problem is every hour that goes by, I think Heavy Hook says 43 days. That's a lot of days. Yeah, I would go live. I would go live. I would go live a little bit there. Absolutely. I know I couldn't go live if I went into the sheriff department. Then I would get in trouble. But I would go live and driving where I'm at and everything. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, I wasn't going to come on live, but when I got that information on the mat and the wraith, and it just starts getting to me that, and I see YouTubers, I see live streamers. I call them YouTubers. They're YouTubers. They are YouTubers. Some are Facebook. All the ones out there, JLR, we all know him. And I see them all leaving. I get disappointed. I know they have to go back. They have family. But it bothers me that the media is all left. And folks, I know we have a war going on right now. I'm not gonna get into that. Okay? I promised my wife I wouldn't talk about it and confuse the topics. I know that's very important, and we talk about it. And a lot of you know how I feel about the president and everything else. But but I don't want this case to be forgotten. And I'm going to keep it going for a little bit. If I have to jump into my Jeep and drive 6 hours there, and I'm not knocking anybody else, it has to stay above water. I don't want this to go away and the sheriff department to just like everybody just all happy that the media left and they can go on with their work. I mean, I'm sure they feel bad. Assuming that they're not involved, the sheriff. Let's just say for conversation, they're not involved. And even though they did so much obvious, they screwed this up. I mean, think about it. Everything I just went over, I'm not going to go over it anymore. I'm sure they care, but they're hoping that everybody's focused on other topics right now. The news. That news talks about the war. The news talks about what's going to happen with Cuba. There'll be some weather event, God forbid, happening. There'll be another story happening in the days to come. Unfortunately, that's how this world is. Whether it's here in the United States, and then unfortunately, the case. I mean, you would hope that the sheriff department will still work. I'm making it sound like that the sheriff is not going to work. But how do we trust the sheriff department when 43 days we don't know anything, and they missed the wreath, they missed the doormat, they let everything we just talked about over and over, as you hear on other YouTubers and other news networks. Excuse me. Mr. Mickey. Yeah, he's horrible. And I'm 100% sure, guys, I am not making this up about the doormat and the wreath. I'm not, I'm telling you. Oh, I haven't heard that on any other channel. Well, you're hearing it on here. I know we're a small YouTuber channel. You're hearing it on here. They never taken that doormat or the wreath to analyze. And you're hearing it here 100%. The sheriff is taking 37 days off in 5 years. How did he continue and make it into being the sheriff of Tucson, Arizona? And most of the people don't like working for him. Thank you, Sandy. Appreciate it. And I told you guys a month ago, I said, remember I said, does anybody remember I said that the sheriff, there was a big turnover, that the people that were working for him, detectives and so on and so forth, his chief of staff, they didn't feel comfortable with Sheriff Chris. His first name is Chris Nanos. They felt like he was sleeping on the wheel. And in some of my sources says he wasn't even friendly. He was arrogant. So I wish he would watch this live. He should be embarrassed with himself. Embarrassed. And I'm sure I would find it very odd, guys, real quick, that nobody in that department confessed him and said, hey, Chris, Sheriff Chris Nanos. And he would say, yes, can I help you? What about the wreath? Should we go ahead and take it off? I guarantee that somebody had to say something. You know what his response would be? We're not going to touch it. You know why? Because he seems like one of those guys with a big, giant, friggin' effing ego. No, we're going to keep it right there. Don't worry about the wreath. I played around with the wreath. It's clean. Seriously, guys, that's what type of person he is. Because if nobody else noticed that wreath, that's bad. Now, the media, I am not calling out the YouTubers. Please, guys. I am not calling out the YouTubers or News Nation or Fox or fake news CNN. But they didn't, nobody said, hey, the wreath. They're not law enforcement. But the FBI, too, and the doormat. When a small-time sheriff tries to take over from the from the FBI, seem very shaky. Yeah, I agree. He might be involved. I'm not ruling him out. Yeah, we're not talking Epstein files. Thank you, Every Hook. Maybe the sheriff is combined with Nancy disappearance. Possible. Most pigs are arrogant. Not true. Yeah, all right. I just went back to read some of my comments. Get caught up. Everything's propaganda. Big Al 1 says. It's whatever you want it to be. Big Al 1. Thank you for your comment. Big Al 1. Love the name. Love it. You're right. How has helped your life? How has helped your life? You look sick. I'm feeling pretty good. Got a canker sore. What's up, John? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go out there. Whiskey Tango's here, or was here. She was here earlier. Thank you. Somebody says I think you look nice and healthy. Yeah, I was already thinking, Jesus, I better not go to work tomorrow. I better take a day off like the sheriff did. Has anybody, let me ask you guys a question, whether you're in law enforcement or not, has anybody taken off, unless you are really sick? If you're sick, it's a different story. But take off 37 days in law enforcement? Who takes that kind of days off? Janice, welcome in, says, I wish Nanos would just stop being the voice of this case. Janice, you are exactly right. Janice, too high. Yeah, great comment. That's a great comment, Janice. You're right. I'm thinking about it. 100% correct. After reading his history, I'm shocked he's a sheriff, Alex says. I'm shocked too, Alex. I'm shocked too for what I just told you, Alex. And I'm sure, Alex, you've done your homework too, right? Without putting it all out there, and you could if you want, Alex. I'm surprised he's a sheriff. I'm surprised he made it into the police department. Well, I take that back, but I'm surprised he's a sheriff. I never take off work, somebody says. User says. He's in on it. Yeah, something, I smell a rat, as I say. There's definitely a rat. I've said that before. I smell a rat. I've said this from the beginning. Either he's in on it, or he's stupid, or he has this giant ego. All three, you got to go. And as somebody says, the governor needs to step in and say, hey, sorry, early retirement. Goodbye. And maybe investigate him. Maybe investigate him. Alex, you're 100% right. Everybody read Alex's comment. I think it had something to do with politics.
The panel, thank you guys always.
Palon says, I still believe it's an inside job. Terry says, myself, I don't think it was done right from the beginning, from the start. Yeah, absolutely, Terry. But see, I do a lot of thinking like we all do on this. And why are we so into this? Well, it's a high profile. It's an elderly woman. I've said this before if you're new to the channel. I know a lot of you won't say this, but I'm going to say it for you. If it was my mom, well, my mom's deceased, but if it was your mom, your mother-in-law, nobody would care. Well, you're wrong because people do care. But you're right in the sense where the media, maybe, unless you know somebody, is going to put it out there. With that said, it breaks our heart. For those who have our moms alive or moms that are, it hurts. Whether it's a mom or dad, dads are important too. But when it comes to women and children, it's hard to get it detached from this. And I will say this, we don't want to make ourselves sick over this. But we're all into this. And when you have a sheriff, when we're finding all this information out about him, and he missed clues. He missed clues like the wreath and the map for those who are coming in. You just want to take that guy and say, scazziata. In Italian, scazziata. And that just means so many words. It's not a cuss word. Like, he's a mess. He's ugly. And I don't mean he's ugly like his look. He's a mess. He's a piece of shit. He's a problem. Get rid of him. When I say get rid of him, I make it clear. You know what I mean by get rid of him. Remove him from being the sheriff. Stepping down is what I mean about removing him. Let me clarify mine. Remove him from as a sheriff. I'm sure he's a good grandpapa. I'm sure he's a good dad. Maybe he can work at Starbucks. Maybe he can be a security guard. But he's not fit to be sheriff and giving you what I know for facts and share it with you guys for an hour and 50 minutes, he needs to go. He needs to go. It really is, Matthew Jones. And I'm going to say this about the FBI. They need to go too. Meaning they need to leave and bring in more FBI. Maybe some that are younger or maybe some with more experience. Either younger ones or some with experience, and get into this. In my opinion. I bring in all new FBI. And I am a little upset at Cash Patel. A lot of you follow me for so long. Man, I call myself out. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Cash Patel. What's Cash Patel got to do with it? He organized the FBI. They work under him. He brought the best into Phoenix. And I didn't miss. I know you said, wait a minute, Sal, why'd you say Phoenix? It's in Tucson. The headquarters are in Phoenix. So yes, I point eyes at Cash Patel. So I call it as it is. I would say bring in a whole damn new team. He's not fit to be security guard either. No, I don't know where he can do. But he's not fit for law enforcement. Patel gave up the videos of the photos of the perp. That's about it. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Thank you for bringing that. Who said that? Alex, I appreciate that, Alex. Let me just read that comment out loud. Patel gave us the videos of the photos of the perp. You're right. You're right. But still, I'm hard on him because you want this woman to be found. I'm not blaming Cash Patel. I'm not saying Cash Patel needs to step down. But other than what you said, Alex, he didn't do much more, or his team didn't do much more. Anyhow, guys, it just pisses off. It aggravates me. All right, I'll go a few more minutes here. FBI was not organized. Yes, great comment. And you guys got some great comments. Holy shit. The FBI was not organized. Didn't even know who went to the neighborhood. You know what? Yeah. So the FBI was not organized. Italy is playing Venezuela in baseball. Let's go Italy. Hell yeah. And they also beat Puerto Rico. My wife's Puerto Rican. Italy. They beat Puerto Rico. Paylon. You gotta laugh, guys. I like to throw a little entertainment into this. Nothing's entertainment about this poor woman, but when you're on these lives, we must joke around and have a little laugh here at the end. So God bless everybody. I appreciate everybody joining in. I'm aggravated. We all want answers. We all are involved in this. We all feel like it's our mother-in-law, our mom, our wife, our deceased mom, or any woman that was a mother role for you. It hits us very hard in the heart, in our stomach, that this woman could be out there, could be alive, and you have a sheriff department that just did not handle it from the beginning. And that's what we've been talking about. And we're finding out some bad stuff on this guy. Or let's just say this. Not good stuff on him. All right. I'm making it sound like he hurt somebody. Maybe. No, but we're finding out that he didn't fit the standards to be a sheriff. How's that? That coming out okay? We're finding out that he didn't fit to be a sheriff in Tucson, Arizona. And that's what we've been discussing. Yeah, Italy, they kicked the ass out of Puerto Rico. Italy's good. Italy has a good baseball team. Heavy hook. Lisa, yes. Anything's possible, Lisa. I mean, I would think it would be a great story if they could find her alive. Read this. The sheriff is being sued for $1.3 million. Kathy Morgan. I haven't read that. I'm not saying it's false. I haven't seen any of that. The sheriff is being sued for $1.3 million. Yeah, Who's suing them? Who's suing them? Wow. Also, I haven't heard much about Savannah's mom. Yeah. Let's try to get a call with some of these comments here. Viva Italy. They're good. The Italians can play some baseball. We're not just good cooks. We can play some baseball, Palon. Chris, the family did. I can hear it, Chris, 0426. I can hear it, but did not watch it. I can care less. The older you get, see here. The Guthrie family in Savannah was really angry at him. Thank you, Chris, for the lucky clover. I need that. The 17th, St. Patty's Day. Send me some luck. A little luck. Health over luck, though. Someone has to recognize that, man. Yeah, you know, Lisa, I don't know if you're new. As Chris is sending clovers all over the place. We say thank you for the gifts. Clovers. Just clovers for everybody. It's for you, Sal. Clovers. Where's Heavy Hook? Are you laughing, Heavy Hook? Little clovers. Lisa, I think, are you new? You know, Lisa, I forgot what we're talking about. Man, I'm getting old. We'll go back to Lisa's comment. I was responding to Lisa, and I got caught up in the clovers. I got caught up into the clovers. Yeah. Let's see here. Fear the man has had a start to get out of town. Lisa, you asked me about, somebody will recognize him, right? Is that what you said? And I think that's what you said. Here's what's going to happen, Lisa. I still believe there's two people involved. Okay, the man at the door and possibly somebody inside the house. And I believe that what's going to end up happening, Lisa, is say it's two men, obviously a man, whoever. And I think somebody's going to get mad. And if it's a man and a woman, you put two people together, 43 days, whether it's marriage or anything else, you start to argue. Something's going to come up, and it's going to something's going to come up, probably over money, or somebody says something wrong, and then that's how, in my opinion, if I'm right, and I could be wrong, I believe it's two people, maybe three, but at least two, and that's how I think somebody's probably going to call that person out, and then that person's going to leave the house, Lisa, and then that's maybe where somebody will catch that person, or even better, that person will turn themselves in to get a plea bargain. So, one of those two things. I still believe there's two people involved in this. And maybe the sheriff. That makes three. So. Hey, Cooper, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Shout out to Cooper. Yeah, who's suing who? I missed that. 19 months. Yo, 20 months here, Mr. Sal. 20 months. 19, 20 months memberships. Whoa. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. All the members, whether you're just became a member or like Cooper for 19, 20 months, thank you for the members, the moderators. We appreciate it. You guys know who you are. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. User D, thank you for the heart. Can the sheriff be sued for negligence? Yes, absolutely. I looked into that. They got to really, you have to have, somebody has to step in though and prove it though. Thank you all for the gifts. Chris, thank you. Heavy Hook says, I feel two people because, and Heavy Hook's opinion, he had an antenna sticking off his pocket. Whoa, somebody got a gifted membership. Thank you, Cooper, sending a membership. We appreciate that. A pocket that was walkie-talkie, then second person to come and pick her up. You rock, my friend. Thank you. Who got that membership? Who got it? J2326. You just received a membership. If you're still on, make sure you say thank you to Cooper. Oh, my pleasure. Yeah, I mean, I don't have all the answers, guys, but I like to get in and dig deep and just be, living here, living where? In Vegas, getting to know people. Got to talk to law enforcement. I know how to pick their brains, and then I start doing my own homework, and this is what we've been talking about. Love you right back, Cooper. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. God bless. That's a good man right there. And we were just talking about obvious things like the wreath, the doormat. I know I've been repeating myself, guys. You understand why I do that, because there's some audience like Cooper and other people that are coming in and out. And what we've been talking about is this wreath that nobody analyzed or taken down, and the doormat, among other things. And it's a shame for the family to go through this, as some think the family should, some on here still think possibly family could be involved as well. And that's what we've been sharing. I would sing a song, but I can't sing. But I can dance. That's another live. All right. Thank you, Pella. Molto bene. My uncle won. Oh, is that right, James? God bless. The sheriff should have never cleared anyone without a solid suspect. Absolutely. He's putting his neck out for them. Yeah, Alex, thanks for bringing that up. That's another mistake. So many mistakes. So many mistakes. I mean, I got over at least 20 mistakes. And out of those 20, 5 are serious mistakes. Yeah, they're facts. Out of 20 mistakes, 5 are highlighted. The rest are all mistakes, but 5 are really bad mistakes. Brian, welcome in. Brian says you're beating a dead horse. Appreciate it, Brian. Beating a dead horse. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you, my friend. I got the receipts. I got them. I keep notes. I keep my notes. Oh, the internet just went out, I think. The internet went in and went out. All right, guys, we've been in. We've been on for a while. That's weird. The reason I'm like, I got my words twisted here. The clock that I look at, there's a clock. And the clock went from 2 hours to 44 seconds. What's up with that? What the hell happened? Thank you, Chris. Chris, I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate your gifts, Chris. All right, guys. Hold on one second. That is crazy. Very strange. Yeah, my clock, there's a clock. Oh, now it's back. Now it says 1 hour. That's crazy. Very, very strange. Who the hell's playing around? Oh, Heavy Hook, man. I appreciate you, man. Moderators. Heavy Hook. Thank you. Mike, Janine, Aaron, Cooper. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I think I got everybody. And thank you for all those who participated in the gifts and the memberships, donations, and who are a member and the Cooper. We appreciate it. We're just a small little YouTube channel here, and just giving you my thoughts, particularly on a Nancy Guthrie, because we're not going to let it sleep, guys. I mean, we're not going to talk about it day after day unless there's a big break-in. I'm not going to let it go to bed. I think it should be out there. I possibly might be driving out there Friday, guys. We'll see what happens, and give them some hell out there, if you know what I mean. Just give them my twist on things, and I have a good way with people sometimes, and maybe I can get a few answers. Who knows? All right, with that said, guys, have a good night. The rest of the weekend's over. Sunday evening, I'll see you guys, God willing, Monday. Appreciate it. Now, I always like to give everybody a minute. For those who are interacting with each other on here, thank you, Chris, once again. It's not unnoticed, Chris. Thank you for all your gifts from today, yesterday, days before. I'll give everybody a minute to say their goodnights to each other. And thank you so much. All right, guys, I'm out.